What happens when your CEO and head of HR become the stars of a Coldplay concert for all the wrong reasons? This isn't a plot from Succession. It's real life and it's viral, and it's a case study in how quickly leadership, brand trust, and company culture can unravel in the age of social media. In this episode, we're breaking down the now infamous Kiss Cam scandal that rocked a billion-dollar tech company, Astronomer. We'll walk you through exactly what happened that night at the Gillette Stadium and how Coldplay's Chris Martin accidentally fueled the fire.
Either they're having an affair or it's very shy.
And how the internet did what the internet does best, turning a moment of cringe into full-blown meme mayhem. But that's just the beginning. We'll explore how major brands like IKEA, Pizza Hut, and Duolingo brilliantly hijack the moment, boost their own visibility, and how Astronomer themselves staged one of the most unexpected and effective comebacks we've seen in years, featuring none other than Gwyneth Paltrow. Whether you're a business owner, a PR junkie, or just love watching corporate chaos unfold in real life, this episode has it all: scandal, strategy, and the slippery slope of becoming a main character on the internet. Let's get into it.
You want to be a young boss, but your sales are stuck. You're burned out trying to find the right people, and you end up doing all of the work yourself. You're bleeding money, and you're fighting to keep your business afloat. I've been there. I'm Isabel Guarino, and I've scaled businesses to millions, and I've watched ideas burn to the ground. And I know exactly what it takes to survive and win. This is Young Boss, the podcast that helps you break through the barriers standing between you and the business you deserve, where youth is your power.
Before the memes, before the Gwyneth Paltrow video, there was just a kiss. One awkward, accidental, very public kiss. It was July 16th, 2025 at a Coldplay concert at the Gillette Stadium. And in the crowd, amongst all of the different Coldplay fans, was Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin, Cabot, Chief People Officer. Byron had joined the company Astronomer in 2023, and he was previously at two other companies, Lacework and Cyber Reason. And Cabot had joined in November of 2024, and she became the head of HR. Now, Astronomer, who are they? And probably most of us had never even heard of them before this scandal, but they're an AI data pipeline company that's valued at $1.2 billion with a B, baby. And unfortunately, these two got caught in a cheating scandal on the Kiss Cam. Byron pulls Cabot in, and her body language is kind of stiff and uncomfortable. And then Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, on stage adds fuel by saying either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Oh my gosh, when this moment happened, everyone is just looking at them like, what's going on? People, of course, not knowing that this is going to absolutely blow up online because everyone's filming everything and captured it all. And there we go, boom. And listen, this story actually reminded me of something that is currently going on in my life with some friends that I know. I know a guy who runs a billion-dollar business. He's got a full wife, full, kids and a house and all this stuff going on, and a full-blown girlfriend who he pays for a lot of her stuff out of the company business. And every day I wonder, isn't one of his employees going to rat on them? And when I saw this happen with Astronomer and Byron and Cabot, I thought, oh my goodness, I wonder how many people in their company knew about this. Because if you're willing to go out in public and be hugging and kissing, then I think some people know what's going on. So this is a situation that is not just happening that one time on social media for, unfortunately, those two at Astronomer. This is happening all over. And I just wait with my popcorn to see when either another employee is going to rat them out, someone's going to send that Jen and Snooki letter to Sammy about Ron cheating, right? An anonymous letter being sent out saying, hey, this is what's going on. But I really just think it gets so messy quick, because why would anyone involved their cheating situation with their work situation? That is just mess to the max, right? And just like that, right? Once this happened and people caught it on camera, the memes took over. Forget PR firms, the internet became the judge, jury, and comedian. With over 45 million views within 24 hours across TikTok, Instagram, and X, users dubbed it getting Coldplayed. And listen, I want to share with you some of these top internet quotes because hilarious, okay? I'd like to thank Coldplay for bringing the nation together for a day. You fixed us. This is so funny too because everyone teases Coldplay about being like, the worst or the best, whatever you think, okay? Coldplay should out people at every concert saying they've just been Coldplayed, right? Coldplay hasn't made a single in a year, and last night they made 2. I'm dead. Okay. The memes were so funny. People doing Succession parody edits, mascot reenactment, MasterCard priceless spin-offs. There was even fake apology letters that circulated. I saw a couple of them, some claiming to be from Byron himself, basically saying, "Oh, sorry that I'm a fan of Coldplay. I made a big mistake last night," letting everyone know that. I was crying. These are so funny. Even Elon Musk chimed in with a laughing emoji at some of these parodies, okay? While Astronomer scrambled, brands saw opportunities and the marketers came to feast. IKEA in Singapore, they had 2 plushies hugging with a caption that basically said, "HR approved, don't get caught, drama-free cuddles guaranteed." So funny. Globe Air said luxury $98,500 Hawaii escape package marketed to the couple, right? Duolingo even chimed in, sharing a satirical lesson on avoiding the kiss cam. And Pizza Hut Malaysia posted an image of a couple on a kiss cam with the line, "Maybe he's just loyal to the cheese." Hulu recycled that funny clip from Modern Family where Phil Dunphy was caught on camera, on the kiss camera, just to mirror the scandal. And other clever responses came from Nando's, KTM Malaysia, Glue Singapore, Singapore's Ministry of Defense. This became a worldwide joke, let's be honest. And unfortunately, this definitely affected these people's families, I'm sure. Not only is it embarrassing, but now they're probably going through relational issues, but it became the joke of the week, right? The joke of the month. And when you think about this from a business perspective, it's very different than an emotional and family perspective. So let's just focus on the business here today.
Hey, it's Isabel from Young Boss, and if you are struggling in your business and want to talk to a consultant who's been there, done that, listen, I'm your girl. I've got consultations available right here in the show notes or on our website at theyoungbosspodcast.com. Go check it out and schedule a call so we can connect on how to improve your business, enhance your team, even scale. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm here to help you with it. Go schedule, and I look forward to talking to you. Now, back to the show.
How do you recover when your CEO becomes a meme or your HR exec is trending for all the wrong reasons? The good thing is Astronomer acted quickly. They first launched an internal investigation. Their CEO, Andy Byron, was placed on leave and then eventually resigned. And Kristin Cabot also resigned shortly after. Public comments became disabled across all platforms. That was a quick move and probably a very smart one. And then they made a bold pivot. I don't know if you guys saw this, but to me, this was just genius. Not only was Gwyneth Paltrow married to the lead singer of Coldplay, Chris Martin, but they did a satirical campaign featuring her, okay? And this campaign spoofed FAQs that you might be asking about Astronomer and who they are and what they bring to the market. And she says, yes, Astronomer is still the best place to run Apache Airflow. It's a very niche product that most, Americans aren't using on the day-to-day, a B2B product. But the results of this campaign got them 36 million views across platforms. Brand sentiment flipped from 15% positive to over 50% positive, and the negative sentiment dropped to under 9%. They made it a joke and they had fun with it, and they brought in who was going to be best for this situation, and she handled it like a boss. It was something that could have gone really, really bad. People saying, we don't want to work with someone, who has these morals and values. We want, nothing to do with your brand and business anymore. And they turned it on its head. So let's talk about how to survive a scandal like this. Cancel culture isn't always fatal, but how you respond, that is everything. So some takeaway lessons for founders and business leaders. Number one, you've got to have accountability, quick internal action, and visible consequences. Obviously, both of these people, have been let go from this company. And I think that that's probably for the best, just showing that, hey, as a brand, We don't stand for this. We're not in alignment with this, and it's not okay. Number 2 is transparency. You didn't do a vague PR spin. No, you had really clear communication, and you used it as an opportunity to let people know who you are and what you stand for and what you bring to the market. And then creative reframing, using the momentum to redirect attention towards their core values. So the real question is, would this work without a celebrity twist? If they didn't have the funny video from Gwyneth, and if they didn't take action quickly, they didn't lean into humor, would this, have worked out the same way? I don't know. I think that they made really strategic moves and they were quick about it, and they jumped on things to make sure that it did go in the direction that they wanted it to. But a bigger question to ask is, we're not all a $1.2 billion company. Here, if you're listening to this episode right now, you might have a smaller company. And how could you survive that type of scandal, right? Well, maybe it wouldn't have blown up so big because people wouldn't know who you are and it wouldn't have gotten the mass attention. But if it did, or if you do get caught doing something like this, I think following the same instructions would be really smart. Taking that accountability, leaning into, blocking whatever you can, that negative attention that is coming, and figuring out how to spin this so that you can come out on top. It might be humor. It might be, a serious apology video. I don't know what it looks like. Everyone takes a different angle, but sometimes I think you've just got to pick your method on how you're going to do this and run with it, right? There's plenty of times where companies make PR decisions that could be viewed as wrong, right? Or maybe they're being viewed as, wow, they're really taking a risk right here. American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney with their whole, good genes drama right now, we haven't heard an official apology yet. They're actually doubling down on this, but other companies are jumping in and doing exactly what people are doing with Astronomer. They're saying, viral moment, how do we get in the conversation as well? You've got Abercrombie & Fitch, who just launched plus size, jeans the same week after American Eagle does this good jeans with Sydney Sweeney. So it's one of those situations where whether it is your company or an outside company, see how you can jump on the trend and have fun with it. Of course, hopefully not at anyone's expense, but see what you can do to bring that around. And if you are a smaller company, choose the method and the reaction that works best and fits best with your culture. If you guys are funny and light and silly, and this is a moment that you feel like you can laugh off and get over because you've eliminated the problems, then go that direction. And if it's something that this person or this product is going to have to stick around, but it became very offensive, then maybe you do lean into the true, sincere apology route. Either way, cancel culture is a funny thing these days. And you've got people who, can help you out of it, companies that can really help you change your branding and reputation, like Reputation Rhino, where you can pay someone to help you. I think the biggest lesson we've learned is time is of the essence. You have to take action quickly. And the reason this story took off is it really had everything: tech money, scandal, awkward romance, and Coldplay. But beneath the memes is a real conversation about trust, leadership, and how fast a reputation can flip. In a world where every concert has a camera and every moment can go viral, leaders have to remember, you don't just represent your company at board meetings, you represent them at a Coldplay concert too. And when a crisis hits, the companies that win aren't the ones that disappear under the radar. They're the ones who get creative, the ones who stay accountable and take back control of the narrative. Whether you're leading a startup or just trying to survive your current affair, remember this: you might not be able to stop the internet from Coldplaying you, but you can decide what comes out next. Thanks for listening to another episode of Young Boss. Be sure to like, share, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, youth is your power.